Good evening and welcome to Trending Tonight. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. There's a new bird in town. You all have heard of the blue bird, but what about the yellow bird? Yes, Twitter has a rival, at least in the country. So a blue bird versus yellow bird. Amid tension with Twitter, Sarkari handles are moving to this new app called Koo. Now Twitter versus Koo, but there is also a big problem over here, at least in the world of perception. Running the risk of becoming Sarkari version of Twitter in this fight between government and Twitter. So that's going to be an interesting point which we'll put to a discussion later in the show. Also, the man to answer all these questions, the co-founder of this Koo app is going to join us, and I'll ask him this question on this risk that his platform runs and whether this is a coup on Twitter. And I must admit, and I must say, this interview was recorded earlier. He took all the questions because the intention behind questioning his app was not to question the initiative, but to make it better. If there is a better Indian version for something, why not? Let's first quickly tell you what is Koo. So the first question that we want to ask as of this moment, a lot is being said about this being a Sarkari app, a Sarkari version of Twitter. Well, the answer is no. Koo is not a Sarkari app. It's not a Government of India enterprise. It is a privately promoted micro-blogging platform. It won the Atmanirbhar app challenge and thus has gained a lot of traction, and the government has also mentioned it on various platforms. Now, what is Koo? Let's tell you about that. Koo, you can look at it as a Desi version or the Desi Twitter alternative, which is available. Many ministries and government bodies have now shifted. They're actually on both the platforms, on Twitter as well as Koo. Koo was, in fact, as I told you, part of Atmanirbhar app challenge. This app also won the second prize in the social category, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised Koo in his Mann Ki Baat address. Now, what all government departments are on this platform? Well, you've got Ministry of Electronics and IT, MyGov, Digital India, India Post, NIC, NIE Lit, Sameer, Common Services Center, Umang App, DigiLocker, Nixi, STPI, CDAC and CMET, and many other platforms apart from individuals also. Many other government organizations are also on this platform. Clearly, there is a conscious effort from the government to get onto this platform. What does this mean? To answer all these questions, I have Mr. Aparameya Radhakrishna, is the co-founder of this app, Koo. Thank you very much, Mr. Aparameya, for joining us. My first question, and I'm going to mince no words and ask you questions directly, Mr. Aparameya. Does your app run the risk of becoming a Sarkari version of Twitter? Simple, direct, straight.
I'll just clarify. So we launched the app 10 months ago. So we had actually thought of doing this app because there was an opportunity to actually enable the voices of India which aren't there anywhere else, right? So the intent was very clear that we wanted to enable voices in local languages, including the ones in English in India, right? So we started development November 2019. We launched in March 2020, coincided with COVID, and then the Chinese app ban happened. Then, we kind of, last minute participated in the Atmanirbhar app challenge and got highlighted as a good app for Indians to use. And we've had a lot of personalities, right? So from Anil Kumble, Javagal Srinath, cricketers, to, in Karnataka. So Kannada is where we started, right? So in Karnataka, everybody's on the platform. Right, the place where we started, we have the chief minister, deputy chief minister. We also have the JDS leaders. We have the Congress leaders. So it's not any one person's app. It's a reflection of India. We all live in India. We are a reflection of India. It is not at all, right to call it a Sarkari app because, we are entrepreneurs. I've run Taxi for Sure before. My passion is to build products that are useful, that change lives, that impact lives. So, why have only the English-speaking audience get their voice on the internet, right? Let everybody say something on the internet. So sure. The intent is that. So when we started, it's with that intent, and it's great that we've got so much encouragement. from users, from government handles. There are tons of media companies as well. I'm hoping that NDTV also joins. You also join. So it's for India, right? It's a product made in India. We'll get deep into India, and we will also take it abroad, right?
Sure.
So that's the vision.
Sure. Sure. I mean, thank you very much for the offer. I'm definitely going to explore Ku. But, and we'll come back to this point on Sarkari Twitter and why am I saying this and why am I laying stress on this in just a short moment, Mr. Radhakrishna. But what do you see as the future of this app? Because, yours is not the first app which has tried to take on this micro-blogging platform. There are experiments like the Mastodon. There is the experiment called Tutor. There are many other experiments and they have not survived for various reasons.
Yeah. So, it requires some experience of having run companies. So both me and my co-founder are serial entrepreneurs. In the past, I founded Taxi for Sure, exited that to Ola Cabs in 2015 for $200 million. After that, the whole point that I was making, right, the impact on Indians. So the best part of Taxi for Sure was the impact that we left on drivers. They actually used to thank us in the middle of the road. So it was with the same theme that we started working on a platform like Ku, right? So it is with that intent that we've started.
Okay. Okay, Aparamya, I mean, what is the calculation that you have for your company? I mean, do you see it eventually, the confrontation between Twitter as well as the government? Do you feel that eventually the government is going to read the Riot Act to Twitter, just like it has done with the Chinese apps because Twitter is, not complying, and thus you will have some sort of a first mover's advantage? I mean, what's your calculation?
So I think there are two different use cases, right? What we are saying is if you want to connect with every Indian in the country, because the number of Indians on Twitter, for example, is 1% of India, 1% of the internet using population of India. Now, the rest of the 99% don't really have an opportunity to go there and express themselves, right? So if you want to go deep into India and connect with the real India with your same thoughts and opinions, please use Ku. If you want to connect with the international world for now, we are not going after that. We are, more focused on going deep. So connect with the international world for Indians will happen through a Twitter, right? So I think our goals are very, very different. We want to go deep. After going deep, conquering India, will we go global? Yes, we have ambitions of that, right? But first, that ambition won't happen unless we crack deep into India.
Sure. Aparamya, now let's come back to the point on Sarkari app and why this criticism is coming. Because, right now, it seems that a right-wing ecosystem is not happy in India with Twitter. They feel that it is, the CEO is also liking a certain type of tweets and thus a different ideology has taken over that platform. That is why I'm asking you, do you feel that now that this, dispensation seems to be interested in your app, it's not Sarkari, but members of the Sarkar and people who support the Sarkar are interested in your app, we'll end up in a situation where there'll be a left-leaning Twitter and a right-leaning Ku. Every ideology, own platform.
No, not at all. As in, that's not the intent. We are like a stage. We provide the stage for everybody to come and talk to their own followers, right? So we're not there to define what somebody says or take out what anybody says, right? So we definitely won't get into that area, right? So today there is one government, tomorrow there will be another government. All we are saying is that Ku is registered in India, and we will abide by the laws of India. If there is self-harm, if there is, threat to life, we will have to abide by the laws of India, right? Because we're registered here. And irrespective of the government, it will be. right? So that's my take on it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. But, I just want to tell you that I hope you took these questions in the right spirit, because, when we question, we become better. I hope you took it in the right spirit, Aprameya.
Absolutely. So coup is for that, right? Like, for, the people who aren't able to question easily on the internet today, we're giving them the opportunity to actually connect and question. We'll get a lot more united with a platform like Coup than divided, is what I feel.
All right, Aprameya, thank you very much, and congratulations. Let's hope that this app becomes powerful. More power to you, and good luck. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, let's move on now, and let me introduce Mr. Lalitesh Katragadda. Now, we have interviewed him in the past also, and he's the man behind the Arogya Setu app, the person who designed the app. So he now joins us. He's the founder of IndiHood, advisor to the Government of India for COVID technology. Thank you very much, Mr. Lalitesh, for joining us. Your initial response on this Desi Twitter.
So I don't use the social media that much, but I heard good things about it. I have not used it personally. I just registered it for it, today. And but it's very good to see that Indian, I think, social media apps are coming into being. It's very, very important that we have many such apps, with a lot of diversity in our country.
Now, Lalitesh, one of the things that has been said against Twitter, both by both ecosystems or establishments, left, right, center, is that the platform does nothing to stop hate. What is the guarantee that new platforms will not become centers of hate?
Absolutely. I don't think you can blame any one particular app. I think, I think it's the nature of the mob, once a mob mentality takes over, to spit venom and look for, I think, the least common denominator of humanity. So that's what a lot of people do on Twitter. And I do agree with the opinion that they are playing judge and jury. And I think on that front, I think the India and in the Indian legal system needs to play a role, where we need to have a rule-based order, where we need to have uniform set of rules and treat this like the news media, where the news media, is bound to certain set of rules and regulations, and they need to be very carefully crafted so that freedom of speech and expression is preserved, while things which are illegal, for example, slander and hate speech and so on, things which cause harm to other human beings, are prevented, and the law needs to be brought into bear. We cannot say that intermediaries have no liability, because they need to, I think, given the impact that this is having on our society, I think there needs to be some regulation. It has to be very light and very well done, but there needs to be some.
Correct. Now, Mr. Lalitesh, see, and this I feel is a very important question, and I don't know of anyone else who can answer this better than you. What do you think is the most appropriate method? Should we go the Chinese way, where we ban, you're laughing, where you ban all international apps and promote your own? Or should we create a system where you let the international platforms remain and you promote your own? Peaceful coexistence.
So I think it's a very tough question, Sanket. I don't think I know the answer to this. I don't subscribe to the Chinese model where the state picks the winner and pushes the winner. I think India is a country of entrepreneurs, and we must figure out ways for the best entrepreneurs and the best innovations to shine. Having said that, this is also a game of deep R&D, and R&D costs money. The only way you go from the beginning that Coup has made to the quality and sophistication and scale of a Twitter platform is, billions of dollars of R&D, not even millions. And that billions of dollars of R&D is not going to come from investors. It's going to come from revenue. So even if you look at the Chinese apps, WeChat took 10 years to get to where it was, even though it was given protection, because every year its revenue increases, it uses 10% of the revenue or 20% of the revenue and fuels it back into R&D, and it becomes what it has become. So how do we create that playing field where Indian innovations have the revenue flow so that their R&D can be fueled?
Very interesting.
is a question that is, I think, going to occupy this generation. We have to figure this out. There are some obvious examples, not in the social media space. So for example, if you take the productivity suite, right? And our corporations and governments use, Microsoft products, right? There are some very, very good Indian products which are rivals of these. Why are we not, purchasing them instead and giving them the fuel necessary? Because there is no rule that says that the Indian government has to buy a foreign product once the Indian products come to a certain life. But for the social media space, for the free internet space, it's a much harder question. I don't think I know the answer to that. The answer is definitely not that we create a wall garden, but at the same time, we have to create some advantages for our startups to grow.
I think that's a very intelligently answered, a very intelligent answer to the question that was asked. But thank you so much. That's a lot of insight into what needs to be done. Mr. Lalitesh, thank you very much for joining us. And we also put this to a broader discussion on what this means, these various aspects discussed a little earlier in the day. Let's play out these comments or excerpts of the various experts. What do they think about this Koo versus Twitter battle, and what is the future of the microblogging platform? There will also be concern of, this point that you mentioned of the government getting better control. What will then happen to, say, freedom of speech, different opinions? Is that going to be a casualty on a platform like Koo, Jitin?
Sanket, I think we have to reframe the question. That is government. I mean, we use WhatsApp, we use Signal, we use Telegram. I think all these apps can coexist. So it is not about to make a choice among one or other. And government is not trying to replace anyone. When government joined Twitter, nobody said that government is putting muscle behind Twitter. When government joined Facebook, nobody said government is trying to back Facebook or putting muscle behind it. I mean, if there is a good platform, government must join, and they must support all Indian platforms, I should say. I mean, there is no money in it, right? So at least you can support them as symbolic presence. Number two, you see, Twitter, I think all big techs, including Facebook and Google, these big techs are trying to grow beyond their roots. They are trying to become a law unto themselves. I mean, Twitter's mere symbolic attempt to defy Indian law and to say that we will not follow your law, we will choose to defy your orders and not go to a court, is a sign that they think that Indian governments or India's constitutional law is subservient to the Twitter's business policy. Do you want that situation? I mean, they could silence US president. You and me can disagree about it, but the mere power to silence a US president and his inability to do anything speaks volumes about the power these big tech are building. And I think it is not about control. It is about regulation, Sanket. For example, Khalistani accounts which are operating on Twitter right now and trying to run an anti-India propaganda. Sticks for Justice is a banned organization in India.
No, I agree, Jitin. I agree with all of that. I even agree with the point on intermediaries. But Aditya, let me quickly come back to you. The point that I'm making is very different. I agree when the government reads the rule out saying that you're an intermediary, don't try to become a law unto yourself, right? You can't do that because that's not how the law is. And we've discussed this on plenty of occasions that we need a data protection law. But Aditya, the point is acceptability. Will a platform like Koo be seen as a Sarkari platform? Because right now you're saying that you want to bring in, there has to be regulation. But we know the casualty when it comes to regulation. It is often misused also. It will then become only like, it runs the risk of only parroting what the government wants you to hear.
So, I mean, yeah, they are intermediaries that basically gives them that protects them from liability of whatever wrong is happening on their platforms. Basically, Twitter isn't liable if any user posts something, let's say, illegal or anything. So Twitter is safe from legal liability. However, it is important to understand that, again, like on paper, Koo and Twitter are not really different entities. Just because Koo is located in India will not really give technically it will not give the Indian government any more power than it has on, let's say, Twitter. And right now what we are seeing is rather unprecedented that Twitter has actually defied orders by the Ministry of Electronics and IT. And this has not happened before. And we've seen multiple times that platforms, including Facebook, have actually been very deferential towards the Indian government. We saw in August of 2020 in the whole Facebook Anki Das debate. We saw how Facebook was very reluctant in taking down hate posts by the ruling members of the ruling party, and so I mean it's a little disingenuous to think that you need to have more control, because there is already a lot of control that the Indian government has on these platforms one way or another. So just because you want to have a little more control, and I don't think having an Indian app will essentially give you that. And there are obviously, I'm personally very interested in finding out what Ku's content moderation policies looks like, because in the US we saw in the whole Parler debate where a conservative leaning social media platform was kicked off of multiple servers, like server infrastructure, because its content moderation policies were not great.
Interesting.
So I'm really interested in finding out what Ku's content
That's
moderation
exactly the
like.
point. You know, Abhi, yeah, that's a very, very interesting point. Abhi, my final question to you. Are we looking at a situation where, you know, right now you have a coup which will obviously abide by the Indian laws, and it's won the Atmanirbhar challenge. It runs the risk in the world of perception of being seen as a Sarkari Twitter app, right? Sarkari version of Twitter. Runs the risk in the world of perception. In the world of perception, Jitin, in the world of perception. Are we looking at a situation where from an extremely global platform like Twitter, we will have like a Sarkari Twitter versus you know, a Congress Twitter, or a different apps for different people?
I don't think so. I mean, there's a very thin line, right? Right now we're sitting in the studio discussing about this, and NDTV is discussing about it, and NDTV is based out of India. That doesn't mean, you know, the government has absolute control over you and you become a Sarkari channel, right? It is all about perception. There's a very thin line, right? So I don't see
Well
any,
said.
you know, I don't see that
We
thing
haven't
happening,
become
right?
Sarkari.
You know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is all about perception. I think there's all good intent from the government of India promoting local, you know, entrepreneurs like me, right? For example, Jitin may be an entrepreneur. So I do look at it from a perspective where it is good for us that local entities are being promoted. And there's no harm in doing
absolutely.
that, right?
No harm. No harm. But the only thing is that is this a sign of a possible action? See, Twitter is defined, Facebook is defined. Are we looking at a possibility of a possible action? And where will it leave us with these platforms?
I don't look at it from that perspective. I look at it from a perspective where the government of India is promoting entrepreneurs like it. That's it. I mean,
Sure.
it could be a political debate, but I don't look at it from that perspective.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much. I've run out of time, but thank you very much to the three gentlemen putting in a great amount of perspective around Ku and Twitter. How many of you have joined this platform? I do not know. I haven't, but we'll see how it goes. We're stopping for a short break at this moment. News and updates will continue on the other side.